Greatness doesn't just happen. It comes from a desire from within, a desire to be the best. You've heard the words: commitment, excellence, consistency, dedication, and hard work. Greatness is built up, step by step, from countless hours on the practice field trying to get it right, from stepping up when the spotlight is the brightest, from consistently staying on top of your game, year in and year out. Greatness doesn't just happen, it's earned. Greatness can come from anywhere. It's a particular American story. Anyone with the right drive and talent can be the best. Every generation brings a new hero, a talent so incandescent we all know them by just one name: Jordan, Ali, Gretzky, Brewster. From the quiet rural streets of Griswold, Connecticut, Kristi Brewster emerged as just such a star, bursting onto the scene in the early 2000s and producing a run of success so exceptional and unprecedented she became a household name. But there were dark sides of success. There were rumors she was abusing Diet Coke. Others claimed that once she ran through her network she'd be lost. And there were grumblings about her style: intense, demanding, unapologetic. By 2010, many people thought she'd burn out. But like all the greats, Brewster never had time for the critics. She fed off the naysayers, just intensifying her focus on being the best. Unlike Manning or Elway, Kristi wasn't born into a recruiting family, but she showed early promise, placing her young cousins into babysitting jobs and taking an hourly cut off the top. Some of her early co-workers recall Kristi's early days.
Dedication, consistency, teamwork, the fundamentals. That's Kristi.
Sure, she was a little rough around the edges when she first started. She hadn't developed her own style yet. But the fundamentals were great. I think I have that old folder. Hold on. Yeah. Oh yeah, the scouting report was great. Drive, consistency, tenacity, attention to detail, best we'd ever seen. I think the only knock on her game was her phone manner. It was pretty blunt. You'd hear it on the phone. How many years at Java? How many years? And negotiating. Oh my God. I need your lowest number. Just give me a number, sir. But you know what? Like all the greats, she was always ready for improvement. She was always ready to improve her game and work hard to get better.
I remember when Kristi got signed with Bridge, everyone was talking about it. It was a big day in the industry. Everyone wanted to land her. Then the word got out and the media went nuts. And a lot of people in this business, with that much attention, that kind of high profile signing, they figured they've made it. They would have been out partying, but not Kristi. She just kept focused. There's a great picture of her that she signed the day she signed with Bridge, all the people around her smiling and drinking champagne. And there's Kristi at her computer, and if you look really closely, I think you could see her entering a background check. She's just always focused.
As her reputation grew, Kristi took the time to work with younger up-and-coming recruiters, helping them up their game. She was great at mentoring junior talent, using her soft-spoken style and charm to build them up, but she wasn't afraid to bring down the hammer when she had to take them to Brewster School. She led by example, with scores of junior players who looked up to her, learning from the best.
Kristi Brewster. I remember the first role I worked with Kristi. It was sourcing one of the $25 bill rate roles for a help desk role for Webster. I remember I was so nervous. I had posters of Kristi on my wall since I was 8 years old, one of the best recruiters in the game.
Focused, working to improve your game, dedicated, that's Kristi.
The first time I seen Kristi Brewster, I mean, I was in shock. It was like I walked into, a random basketball gym and Michael Jordan's just there, shooting free throws. It's like you're in that kind of presence, like you get a little humbled. I mean, growing up, I used to have, posters all over my room, and right in the middle was Kristi Brewster, right at the desk, Diet Coke, phone in hand, taking notes.
I remember she was asking me a bunch of questions. There was one question that stood out in particular. She was trying to figure out, what grade he got on one of the tests he took 5 or 6 years ago. And it took me 5 minutes to find it. It was on the 3rd page of his resume. But that's just her. She's thorough. She cares.
So I'm not proud of it. I used to party. I used to party hard. So I came in here still half in the bag, hurting from the night earlier. After hitting the clubs with the ladies, I was getting by, just barely. Then one day, KB pulls me aside and says, "Listen, you gotta get your act straight." She said, "Look, you could be good. You could even be great. But there are no shortcuts in this business. So you better lay off the wine, the women, and the song and straighten it out." She was right. So right then and there, I decided to clean up my act. I owe it all to Kristi.
Love of the game, smart, works hard, role model. That's Kristi.
So when I first started here, all the guys were saying, watch out for KB. Saw her for the first time, said to myself, what's the big deal? You know, she seems so sweet. It's on the outside. This one time I lost his candidate, didn't fully qualify him. His wife ended up getting a job in Texas and they ended up moving. I told her I lost the candidate. She goes, oh geez. You know, the way she said it put a chill down my spine, you know, oh geez. Never want to hear her say that again.
I've had the opportunity to work with her on a couple deals, and let me tell you, she's sweet as a pussycat, unless you get on her bad side. I was working on one opportunity with her, a DBA role in Hartford. She called me in the afternoon to check in and see how I was doing. I was honest with her. I told her, you know, Kristi, it's a hard wreck. I think I might have one submittal by the end of the afternoon. The silence on the other end of the phone was deafening. Could hear a pin drop. All I heard from her was one, not a question, just one. At that point, I knew I let her down. Felt like I told the kid I shot Santa. With that, I quickly backtracked just to cover my steps, and I said, you know, Kristi, I'll make sure I have 3 submittals by the end of the day. With that, I stayed for the end of the day till 10:30 that night, grinded to get 3 submittals and busted my ass, even got a placement. That's Kristi, though. She's a classic team player, making everyone better.
Best interest of the team, always looking to make the most of the opportunity. That's Kristi.
Her work ethic was the thing of legend. Simply put, she's always on. Nights, weekends, vacations. Like every great player, she just kept producing. She set the standard for consistency, routinely closing jobs, even while on vacation.
So I button dialed her once. I'm coming home from the casino, it's about 2:30 in the morning, checking my messages, and somehow it dials Kristi's cell. And before I can hang up, like on the first ring, she answers and says, Jana Watson's confirmed for an 11 o'clock Friday morning interview. It's like she's always on.
So I heard she had this funky diet, like no cheese or something. So then I thought, no cheeseburgers? I was stressed. But then I thought about it and I was like, that's fine. Because if she's doing it, I'm having what she's having. I mean, Kristi's the best, that's undisputable. When you start thinking about it, I mean, it's like Jordan, Peyton Manning, Brewster.
Possession player, strong competitor, great in all phases of the game. That's Kristi.
As a sales guy, playing with a recruiter like that, it gives you such an advantage. The awareness, the candidate control, the ability to read counters. The other side just doesn't see it coming. I remember this one time, it was late in the search, and boom, out of nowhere, Kristi pulls this dream candidate out of thin air, and it gives the placement. Now that's recruiting.
I'll never forget it. It's my rookie year. Fresh off sales training, thrown into a real difficult search. In the big leagues, they don't give you time. It's fast-paced. If you don't make the right moves, have a good recruiter behind you, you're done for. Luckily, I had Kristi.
As her talents grew, Brewster had some standout performances that left people speechless and cemented her legacy. Elway has the drive, Montana has the catch. For Brewster, there's the steam engineer.
The steam engineer, yeah. It's still hard to believe. My friend calls me, says he knows you do technology staffing, and he needs a steam engineer. 150-year-old technology. His goal needs specific requirements too. It's like, yeah, anything else? You want him to be able to spin hay into gold? Should we get you a printing press operator and a lamplighter too while we're at it? These people just don't exist. KB takes a look at the rec, and she's totally calm. I think she may have said, oh geez, under her breath. But then she goes to her desk, starts hitting the phones. Working that KB magic. The next day, she has 2 submittals, and the client hires one of them at $150,000. Amazing. $25,000 fee for a steam engineer. Amazing.
And in a cutthroat world where a lot of stars toot their own horns or let success go to their heads, Brewster has always been a classy exception.
Oh yeah, we knew about her at the Merchant. She was just having these killer years, just tearing up the field. Everybody knew her. That's when she became just Brewster. She was taking all of our candidates. Sick closing skills. It was like the stuff of legend. We even talked about opening up a Connecticut office just so we could recruit her out. So when I had the chance to work with her, I took it. You know, you don't just give up on the chance to play with like Brady in his prime. It's the same with Brewster.
What can I say about Kristi? Let's see here.
one thing, you can never underestimate that woman. She's fierce in this business. I think in 2012, we had a competitor that was trying to poach her for a while. She didn't want anything to do with it, obviously. She loves it here. However, he got a little fired up, that she had no interest in going over there. She was relentless. He was relentless, rather, talking trash, saying, she'll never make it in another state. She only does well because, she's recruiting in Rhode Island. It's a small market, yada, yada, yada. She didn't see him for a while. Coincidentally, she actually bumped into him. I think it was 2014? Yeah, 2014. After another MVP stellar year with Scott Deutsch. And so she walks up to him, she's little, she's dainty, she just, hey, how you doing? And then she just turned on the jets there. She pulls out her Partners Club award from 2014 after killing it. And she goes, Connecticut that, biatch. True story.
We're on to Connecticut.
Yeah, I heard the rumors she had a dependency on Diet Coke, that kind of thing. There was just no way to explain how good she was, so people were searching for a reason to explain her success. Yeah, she loves her Diet Cokes, but abusing and dependent, nah, I never saw any of that. I'll tell you what though, she pushed the envelope, anything legal to improve her game. Plus, who doesn't like a little Coke?
I remember coming up with Kristi, and this was before LinkedIn and all those fancy job boards. I'm telling you, this was the essence of real recruiting. I'm talking about, going out there and hitting the bricks, meeting people. That's where she had it, She really connected with people. She made relationships, but make no mistake, every time she made a relationship, she also qualified. And that was what made her special. She was always on her game.
Kristi really helped me secure that first client. Built a good relationship, great rapport. She taught me the ropes. I owe it all to Kristi.
At the end of the day, Kristi Brewster's the GOAT, the greatest of all time.
Like all the greats, she never cared about individual stats. Personal accolades mean nothing to her. She's the consummate team player. But when she finally decides to hang up the keyboard and put down the phone for the last time, she's going to own every record in the book. She's the best there ever was. And when she walks down the street, people are going to say, there goes Kristi Brewster. She's the best that ever played the game.
I've worked with a lot of recruiters over the years, and the numbers speak for themselves. She just gives you an advantage. It's truly been an honor to play with her all these years. Don't know how I'd be able to do it without her.
And so as she starts her 11th year with Bridge, in what's already been a certain first ballot Hall of Fame career, Brewster continues to push herself and those around her. Never one to rest on her laurels, she approaches each day with the energy and ambition she had her rookie year. In the rough world of staffing, her name has become a touchstone. Class, greatness, Brewster.
Kristi, for 10 years, you've been the face of Bridge. We hope you're with us for many more.
Kristi, we love you and we can't do it without you.
Kristi, you are, in fact, the best.
Congratulations, Kristi. Happy anniversary.
Is there a question there?
I asked.
You're really going to ask me that?
Brewster. I dropped it, damn.
Awesome.
Done?
Unfortunately, I messed up on my shot.
Oh, damn.
So.
Come on.
All right.
A random basketball gym and Michael Jordan's just there,
Her work speaks for itself. Is there a question?
Can you go a little bit in more depth? Maybe like we can convert a different kind of response than just.
We're on to Connecticut.
When I was growing up, damn, I keep trying to get this stick out of here.